Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner,
Brenan Estes.
and now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner,
Ryan Johnson.
it's time!
All right, welcome back. It's August 26th in the beautiful sunny outside Tampa Bay, Florida. This is the official weigh-ins. I'm your host, Brenan Estes, with my co-host,
Ryan Johnson.
We're back. We're here to talk about the second Super Bowl of the year, not UFC 200. What was supposed to be UFC 200 with Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz rematch, UFC 202. This past weekend, man, what a freaking show. We're going to start off, though, with the main event of the prelims. That's Neil Magny versus Lorenz Larkin. Lorenz Larkin finishes him quick, first round. Whew, right. Jesus, we both predicted Magny.
Going into the fight, I definitely thought Magny was going to take it, but when I saw him in the cage, after he took that first front kick to the gut from Larkin, one of three, by the way, he looked like that guy going in the tunnel from the movie 300. Similar to that, it just a big Sparta kick to the gut and threw him right to the ground. I did not expect that performance by Lorenz Larkin. I knew he had heat in his hands, but I did not expect him to come out with the fury like that.
Man, Magny coming off a 3-fight win streak. Nobody predicted this. Nobody saw it. Now Lorenz Larkin, this guy's about to get cut, it looked like, and now he beats Magny. I mean, where does he go from here?
Magny right now, I know he's a slow starter, but he can't start that slow to a guy named Damon soon. Coming off a big performance like that, I like Lorenz Larkin going further into the welterweight division. Like we said last week, this is a guy who used to be a middleweight fighting in Strikeforce, has a win over Robbie Lawler with big, heavy bombs. I like seeing him fighting in the top 10 after this, Brenan.
You got to. Beating a guy, Neil Magny, who was easily in the top 10. I mean, that 3-fight win streak's no joke, definitely in the UFC. So Lorenz Larkin's definitely here to stay. Then who called out Lorenz Larkin? Your boy.
Mike Platinum Perry. Platinum Perry, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys did not listen to the MMA Hour on Monday with Ariel Helwani, this guy is a grade A classic. Gold in his interviews. I mean, this guy is so funny and doesn't even mean to be funny. He's got the Diaz in him that everybody likes about Nate Diaz just being Nate Diaz. Well, Mike Perry's got that.
Yeah, everyone, they're like, oh, you doing this for show? No, this is me. This is me, dog.
It is him, man. And you can tell, he has a little trouble gathering up his thoughts, but it is great. Gold on the interview. And I can't wait to see Mike Perry go and fight after that performance he did against Lynn.
Hell yeah, stepping in. What, week notice?
2 weeks notice.
2 weeks notice.
This guy goes and puts out on Facebook, hey, I want the fight. I want the fight. Some UFC head honcho goes, gets in contact with him and his manager. He gets the fight 2 weeks notice. This guy comes out of nowhere, jumps on the weigh-ins, right? He's high-fiving Octagon girls. He sits there, he puts out his hand as if he's getting ready to give some good sportsmanship to Lynn, and then he gets the cool slick away turnaround like, nope, let's fight, screaming at him.
Yeah, pulls it back, I saw that.
Everybody wanted him to lose going into this fight, and afterwards, Brennan, he's calling out guys like Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald, and Johnny Hendricks. He's calling out top 5, top 10 guys.
He's crazy, bro. He wants it. He's definitely here to stay, obviously, knocking out that guy.
I like those two fighting against each other. That's a great fight. Lorenz Larkin versus Mike Perry. Lorenz definitely has the experience, but I like Mike Perry.
He's obviously here to bang. Pretty much all knockouts, I think, all of his fights. So that guy's definitely ready to bang.
He's now 7-0 with all knockouts.
That guy's definitely here to stay. And then we had the main event of the prelims, Cody Garbrandt knocks out Takeo Mizugaki. Whew. I mean, late in the first, but still got the first round finish. This guy's definitely only on the rise, and you got to love this kid.
Yeah, it was pretty early. I honestly didn't expect Mizugaki not to throw a single punch, but that's pretty much what happened. Cody Garbrandt did whatever he wanted with him in that cage. And it was a very dominant performance. I see going along after this, I see Cody Garbrandt getting that title shot, but you have to look at it this way. Is he skipping a guy like TJ Dillashaw in that division?
I mean, yeah, but we just saw what Cruz does to, Dillashaw. Do you want to see it again? That's like seeing Cruz Faber again. It's like just stab us all. Like, we don't want to watch it again.
It was a great fight between TJ and Cruz. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, honestly.
Yeah, but this kid, Garbrandt's only on the rise. This is now a 10-fight win streak dating back to his first fight as a pro. I mean, the kid's ready. I mean, you want to give him TJ? He'll knock TJ's ass out. I think. That's just my opinion.
I would like to see him fight TJ first. In my honest opinion, I'd like to see him prove himself against a former champion before he gets that slot against a veteran like Cruz. Like you said, he's only 10-0 against one of the... He's the best bantamweight of all time.
Yeah, so what, you just put Cruz on the shelf till they fight?
I don't think you put Cruz necessarily on the shelf, but I think you give them both a quick turnaround since TJ had fought in 200, Cody fought in 202. Yeah. Have them fight soon. I think you give them a quick fight, and then you give them a pay-per-view match after that between either the rematch or Cody and Cruz. I like Cody and Cruz. Don't get me wrong. It's got some major heat between the both of them. They will sell tickets. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're pushing Cody too quick.
But they know who to push. They know which guys. They know who's going to come out. And, I mean, all the kid's done is show you he can knock out everybody in his path. So,
of course.
It's like, I want to see him versus Cruz. I mean, that's what I want. They're already, like we said, we're seeing the videos. We're putting them up on Twitter. They're already starting the promo. I mean, they're already talking all the shit they need to. Let's just throw this thing out there and let's get it on. I mean, people want to see it. I don't think the fans want to see Cruz Dillashaw. I think they'd rather see Cody Garbrandt Cruz.
Well, regardless, the next shot, in my opinion, definitely goes to Garbrandt, but I would like to see him at least get one more headline fight in front of the world, show the world that, hey, I'm going to knock out a former champion now to show you guys.
It's basically, does Cruz want to sit there and watch it and wait? If Cruz wants to fight, they're going to give him that fight.
Yeah, I'm sure that they too will fight, though.
And then we had, you guys already know, our boy, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, finishes off Rick the Horror Story. Second round finish. Your boy Brenan calls it. And man, holy moly, the combo he finishes him with. Look how many retweets it got over there. Cowboy retweets it himself. Ryan goes home, puts it up, boom. What a fight, though. Cowboy, you are the man.
Yeah, I didn't expect Cowboy to go and put a force on Rick's story like that. He looked really good in the stand-up, but even better than I expected him to look. That was a jab to the face, a straight to the body, another jab to the face, and a head kick. One of the best combinations I've ever seen, really.
That's it. Everybody ever seen. I mean, apparently 3,000 people, apparently the best combo they've seen.
It was beautiful, though. Beautiful performance by Cerrone. Coming from a guy now who is ranked now 7th in the welterweight division, and I believe he's either 5th or 6th in the lightweight, what should he do next?
He just signed that new 8-fight contract. He had one more fight left. They go, no, we can't even let you think about free agency because you are the marathon man who wants to jump in every single week. Like, that 8-fight contract guarantee finishes in 2 years, which other people would probably take him like 4 years, This guy's just going to jump in and fight someone else. I have no idea who.
From what I hear, he wants to go and take that Eric Silva fight.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, well, Eric Silva? I mean, I love Eric Silva. We saw him fight where? Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
But, I mean, that was a couple years back, but still.
He fought Charlie Brenan.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Good name, but still. But, no, he's lost a couple, but, I mean, that'd be a great fight. Eric likes to bang, and Cowboy's there to bang.
If Cowboy wants to move up in the division, I don't like that fight necessarily for him.
No.
But that's a good fight.
Yeah.
Silva's a bigger welterweight,
Yeah, I agree.
He's a bigger welterweight, so you never know going into it who's going to be more in shape and outclass the other. But I think Cowboy has looked way better than Silva has in his welterweight career, his short one.
Oh, yeah. That's why, I think Cowboy would finish him, but I still you can't count Silva out. He's still a hell of a fighter, so. It'd be a good one. Who knows what they? I think he just steps in though, probably, and fights somebody short notice. Maybe a big main event. That guy gets hurt week before. Who knows? Then we had the co-main event. Anthony Rumble Johnson knocks out Glover Teixeira. Rye, you called it. Give it to us. What happened?
My man threw the uppercut straight to the grill.
Oh,
Put him down. It was like I said last week. He was gonna knock out, and when he knocks you out, he's gonna finish your career kind of knockout.
Gosh,
That's a tough one for Glover to come back from.
that was a hell of a knockout. Then he gave him the hammer fist on the
After
floor.
that, the man wakes up and wrestles Dan Merkley out into the ground. That was rough.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for Glover to come back from. Like that was a brutal knockout. 13 seconds, bro.
13 seconds. That guy. Whew. Glover's never been finished like that. Jesus.
And
Let alone
Rumble was
13.
talking about how he kept practicing that uppercut in
Yeah.
the back with Henry Hoof because he knew Glover would drop his head low when he'd throw that overhand right.
I was looking at Anthony Johnson's Twitter. He put it up, like a video of him training that exact punch. He goes, looks familiar, huh?
He knew he was going to
He
put him
knew
out with it.
That's crazy, man. These guys know. It's like they watch the video, they watch the film, and they can see what you do. I mean, that's anybody
If
can
you
break
watch
it down.
the fight back, too, he's corking his hand ready to drop that uppercut.
Ready, and boy did he. 13 seconds in.
13 seconds in, dropped it.
10 seconds in, and then he got the 3 seconds of hammer fisting, but shoot.
After this fight, though, do you give AJ that title shot?
I mean, it's does John Jones, was it only dick pills? Are you allowed to come back? Was it not steroids? What was it? Let us know. And if you're coming back, then I don't know. It's like you have to give the fight to Bones if he's cleared.
From what I hear, it was just, some sort of dick pills. So I think he's going to be eligible to fight again by the end of this year.
So, and it's hard. How do you not give it to Bones? I mean, that's the guy who's going to sell. AJ Cormier, yeah, still sells, but Bones Cormier sells way more. It's unfair because the guy did something again, but it's like he's still that marquee name.
Well, they said that that this is the tricky situation that I'm discussing right now. Johnson said he won't fight John Jones because he was supposed to fight him already once for the title. John Jones bailed out, got in trouble, and so he had to fight Cormier. Cormier has now said he was supposed to fight John Jones twice, and he has bailed both times. So they both are pretty equaled out with each other when they're saying they're going to fight each other.
Well, punish them, fight each other, and then Bones gets the winner.
Did you hear that Dana, though, had discussed saying he would rather see Johnson fight Jones and the winner take on Cormier?
Heck yeah, because I mean it sells better. Because then it's like a lead up. You know,
It's
not you're giving Bones the picking if you let them two fight. Bones has to go fight for the chance to get Cormier. Makes it sound a lot better. And I bet you Dana White and Cormier are like, oh yes, please make him earn that damn title shot. Don't just give it to him walking right back in.
Well, do you marinate that fight with the Johnson and Jones fight, or do you just say screw it and let's skip straight to the money and give them Jones, Cormier, in New York?
Yeah, that's the hardest.
That is a huge question, and I think the UFC have been flip-flopping since Ronda had recently stated she's not fighting for the rest of this year.
Yeah, Ronda won't be in New York, so there goes that one. You got Connor's out for what, till March. There goes that. I mean, who else do you put in? You got to have a huge name, and Bones is the huge name.
Bones is definitely the only marquee name they have to put in New York. But is it fair? Not necessarily. I think you go with the Dana White idea and you put Jones and Johnson in that fight first. I'd love to see if Jones can actually handle Rumble.
I love it too, and that can be the main event in New York, and it'll still sell perfect.
That fight for me, for John Jones, is a bigger test than Daniel Cormier.
I agree, and I love to see that too. Both stand-up guys, so ready to stand and bang.
It's almost like punishment for John Jones from the UFC. Okay, we'll give him Rumble.
And I'm telling you, he's going to take it, and he's going to do what he has to do. I don't know if he wins flashy or nothing like that. He can't get close to AJ. AJ will sleep you.
He's going to have to he's going to have to outpoint him. Yeah. That's for sure. We know because honestly, when's the last time we've really seen John Jones knock a guy out cold?
It's been
a long time.
Couple of years, yeah.
I don't see the power really sticking with a guy who's taken that much time off.
Johnson's fresh, too.
He's got to fight smarter, John Jones, and that's what I'm saying. He's going to have to go through more wars going forward with his career.
I agree. And then we had the main event, Conor McGregor beats Nate Diaz. Fight of the year already. People talking about it. We all know it. God damn, I can't believe he won that fight.
I can't believe he won the fight neither. This guy comes in, annihilates Nate in the first round, landed at least 15 leg kicks.
All leg kicks.
Nate's leg was all black and blue before the fight was even into the second round. I was worried for Nate going through the second and third round because he leans on that front leg to land all his heavy straight shots.
Yep.
So Conor was taking that component away. But you notice, once Conor McGregor would put Nate on his butt, he wanted nothing to do with that ground game.
No. He's not there to, he was there, like you said, just to outpoint him, like the guy did. I mean, it looked like he was walking around, running around. He did not. He was dead, out of it, third round. I had to leave the wedding, you guys, early to catch the end of this fight. Like, insane fight. I mean, blood everywhere, fight of the year.
But if you look at the stats and the metrics right now, I'm looking at Conor McGregor had 3 knockdowns. And those 3 knockdowns is really what won him that fight, in my opinion. Because if he didn't have those 3 knockdowns, Brenan, Nate Diaz already outstruck him by almost 60 strikes.
Yep. No, it was big. He had to have those. And he had to stay in the fight, which he barely got through that fight.
You know, Nate was definitely putting on the pressure going into the third round. You could see Conor McGregor huffing and puffing.
Oh, damn.
Conor McGregor is the greatest 1- and 2-round fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He's the greatest 2-round fighter. But once we hit the third round,
that 3, 4, 5 stretch is a little.
He's huffy and puffy. I've never seen him hit 4 ever.
Yeah.
So once he hit 3, I was already thinking Nate was going to lean and win the fight. He was running, Brenan. He wasn't just running to reset and strike with Nate. He was running because he was tired. Very tired.
Yeah, no, he was dead, completely dead, gassed out. I'm still shocked. I don't know how he got through the fight. I'm still shocked.
What do you do though with that kind of situation? If you're Big John McCarthy, do you really let a guy keep running and trotting around the octagon like that to win? Because that was almost like I said, Floyd Mayweather performance. It's not for what us fans want to see, but you know, he kind of put on that performance.
He did what he had to do. He knew how to beat Nate Diaz, and he did. And they wanted that. I mean, that third fight's gonna sell. It'll break This didn't break 196. This didn't break even 200. Or 100. But still, I mean, that thing's gonna break every record. Number 3. So whenever it happens, because he's gonna have to go defend that belt or go to 155 belt. He's gonna have to do something.
Yeah, Nate Diaz is a smart man, too. He's looking to get himself suspended by hitting the vape.
Yeah, he's like, I might as well take a nice little time off.
Take a little 6-month layoff. Why not?
Hitting the vape right in the press conference.
Yeah,
That's great.
Going into that fight, though, at the end of it, I could see, like I said, why they gave it to Conor. But if there was a round 6 and 7, Nate was going to finish Conor.
That's a what-if world.
Well, 5th round, at the end of the round, he took him down. He had him on the cage. Elbow. They were vicious. Conor was going out in the 6th round by either quitting or being finished.
Yep, but he didn't have to get through 6.
He ran his little heart out.
He practiced these 5 rounds with people.
Practiced running for 5.
Yeah. And he throws out in the beginning.
I'm sorry. In my opinion, if I'm a wrestler and I'm leaning on somebody on the cage, if I'm not involving any action, the ref is to break us up. If I'm hanging onto somebody and I'm hanging onto him on the ground, the ref that's their job. Yeah. There's no action. He needs to stand us up and break us apart.
Yeah, I agree. Separate. Work.
So if Conor is running around not working, do you not want to fight? Because if you don't want to fight, then that's a TKO, my friend. So he wanted to run the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. He was down to fight and knock him out, but he realized he couldn't put him out again.
It was a hell of a fight, man. War, and I give it to Conor for even making it the distance. So
I can see why they gave it to Conor McGregor, though, because he knocked down Nate Diaz 3 times.
Yeah. That'll win you a fight.
It was fight of the year so far, in my opinion.
Definitely a good one.
It was one of those main events that you look at and you're like, all right, all the hype, all the build-up, and this one actually lived up to it.
But what a great card that was, UFC 202 last Saturday. And then we got this Saturday. It's like we're getting spoiled, you guys. It's a fight every, like 10 weeks straight. Me and Rye look. I think it was 8 weeks, 9 weeks, something straight. Every single weekend there's a fight. But we got this weekend coming up, the Damian Maia Carlos Condit card. That's the UFC Fight Night Vancouver. We're going to start off with the first card in the main event. Joe Lozon rematch versus Jim Miller. Guys, the first one was the bloodiest fight I've ever seen in my life, probably. But shoot, Ryan, what do you think about this? Who you got in this one?
It's another toss-up between these two guys, both coming off big performances at 200. I like how they both looked, but I'm going to say Joe Lozon this go. I think Joe Lozon is going to let his hands off a little bit more than he did at the first fight. It was a brawl. It was a bloody war, but I like Joe Lozon in this one. I'm going to say it's going to be another bloody decision. This one might be fight of the night again.
I'm right there with you. I'm going Joe Lozon. I think it goes the distance because these guys they do nothing but go the distance. So, I mean, it's going to be a decision, war, and I might be right there with you, fight of the night.
They kind of cancel each other's ground game out a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, basically, and that's why it's going to be so good.
Yeah,
you know?
The first one was awesome.
It was a war, that thing. And I think they're both going to be $50,000 richer plus whatever they're getting because it's fight of the night. You already know, ladies and gentlemen. And then we got after that, Paige Van Zandt versus Beck Rawlings. Man, I like Paige Van Zandt in this, but you tell me what you think, right?
Beck Rawlings is definitely no slouch, though, Brenan. She used to be a champion Invicta herself, and she is on a 2-fight win streak. I like Beck Rawlings in this fight, definitely to push the pace and put on a striking clinic, but Paige is definitely, to me, the better all-around fighter. She's good on the ground. She's good at taking people down, and she's good at standing up. She's a tough chick, trains with alpha male. I like Paige Van Zandt in this fight. Another decision, in my opinion.
I agree. I like Paige Van Zandt. I mean, she was on a 3-fight win streak before she lost to Rose. But, I mean, Rose is a hell of a fighter. But I do like Paige Van Zandt. I think she finishes her, though. I'm going to go second round. I think she gets her submission second round. And then we got co-main event. Anthony Showtime Pettis debut at 145 versus Charles Oliveira. You know this is going to be a hell of a fight. Fireworks. This is going to be a standing battle. Showtime maybe kick off the cage. Who knows what it's going to be. But what you think, Ryan?
Hell of a fight for sure. Charles Oliveira is a great submission guy. He always likes to jump on people's backs and hang on to them and let them stand the whole round while he's got them triangled. That's that kind of fighter. He loves to hang on you. But in my opinion, I like Anthony Pettis in this fight. He's been training with guys at Jackson's and moving around into different camps. I like Anthony Pettis in this fight, and I like him being dominant. I think he's going to finish Charles Oliveira, and I believe in the first round.
Oof.
I think he's going to knock him out.
I like it. I mean, Pettis is coming off a 2-fight losing streak, both decisions. That was right after the belt with Dos Anjos, but I was watching some video. I think he's ready. Like you said, he's been training, got cut down to 145. Looks good. Doesn't look, sucked out or anything like that. Face does look a little sucked in.
Looks a little sucked out, but he's got to be the bigger guy between the two.
Oh, because he's going to be coming in more than 145.
Yeah.
So I agree. I like Showtime Pettis. I'm gonna go second round knock. I think they dance around the first, figure it out, and then I think he maybe catches them in the second round.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight regardless. Charles Oliveira, number 6 in the featherweight division. So with a win over Charles, Anthony could skyrocket right up there to the top 5.
Connor's right there with the belt. And then does he keep it, or you give it Aldo Pettis maybe? What a great fight. Well, we're talking. If he even be, let's let him get through Oliveira first. He's on a 2-fight losing streak.
Even a Frankie Showtime would be a great fight. There's so many fights in the featherweight division. They're deep right now, very deep.
That is a very interesting thing. And then we got the main event, Damian Maia versus Carlos Condit. Damian Maia coming off a 5-fight winning streak. I like Damian Maia because I don't think he stands and fights Condit's fight. You can't fight Carlos Condit's standing fight if you're Damian Maia, who loves to just stay on the ground.
Carlos Condit for sure is the better all-around fighter.
Yes.
He's better at striking, better at wrestling. But like you said, Damian Maia's not going to play that game with him. He's going to take him down like he's been his last, I don't know how many fights, and look dominant in the jiu-jitsu game.
Yeah, he's not better on jiu-jitsu. He's better in every other aspect of it.
Better all-around fighter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right on that. But that 5-fight win streak, if you look, mostly all decisions, but he snuck in 2 submissions because that's what he does. I mean, he submitted Neil Magny, he submitted Matt Brown. I mean, those aren't no slouches,
All those decisions were dominant lay-and-pray fights, though. He was dominant all those fights.
That's what he does, man.
I like Damian Maia in this one. I think he's going to lay on Carlos Condit and go wherever he wants to on the ground. Carlos has a great guard and a great jiu-jitsu game off of his back as well. And the one thing about Carlos is when he's on his back, he always puts pressure on you. He's still going to hit you in your face, throw elbows from the bottom. I like that going into this fight. I love the ground game aspects between the two because Damian is a guy who's going to want to get him there, and Carlos is a guy who loves to pressure off of his back. But I don't see Damian laying in his guard necessarily. I see him staying in that monkey position like we were talking about with Oliveira on his back. Keeping his back, trying to stay the dominant road and win the fight.
I agree. I mean, Carlos Condit's no slouch. I mean, coming off the title fight with Robbie Lawler, losing in a decision, but that thing was a war, fight of the night war. So, I mean, I know he's no slouch. His standing game is great, but there's still a but. And I think that's Damian Maia, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he stands and does that Carlos Condit's game. He's gonna take him down. I think he submits him. I'm gonna go 3rd round. He figures him out. He submits him 3rd round. That's what I think.
I'm telling you, I could see them going all 5 rounds laying on the ground. Carlos is a tough guy, man.
And it would be interesting. That's for sure.
I could see them going all 5 rounds with Damian Maia. Not saying it's a fun fight.
That'll be a good one. That's this Saturday, August 27th in Vancouver. On Fox, 8 o'clock. Don't
I hate
miss it.
to say it. I called 3 decisions, though.
Yeah, I know. Hey, well, this fight, though, I mean, look at the card. I mean, it is what it is. There can be some sneaky finishes in there, but yeah. I don't know.
We could have another Mike Perry on there.
Hey, you never know.
Platinum Perry.
You never know. But you guys know what time it is. It is K.S.D. knockout submission decision. It's the game that everybody loves. We're about to start it off. I'm going to start it off today. We got number 1, okay, UFC 82, Heath Herring versus Czech Congo. Tell me, right? Who won it? Who finished it? And what round?
Heath Herring versus Czech Congo, UFC 82. I'm going to say UFC 82. I'm trying to think when Heath Herring fought Brock Lesnar, if it was before or after that. All right, I'm going Heath Herring decision.
No. That's 3 points for you, my friend.
No. I figured that much because they would have never given him the Brock fight if he wasn't at least looking good.
No, you're right. All right, come on. What do I got?
All right, your first question of the game, K.S.D, is going to be from UFC 86. The fight was between Gleison Tibau versus Joe Stevenson.
No, 86?
UFC 86.
Gleison Tibau, Joe Stevenson, 86. I'm going to go Joe Stevenson, decision?
It was Joe Stevenson, but no, it was not a decision. Yes, it was a submission guillotine in the 2nd round. So that's 1 point for you.
Okay, 1 point. All right. Your second question is Chris Lieben versus Jason McDonald. UFC 66.
Jason McDonald?
Jason McDonald.
The old school redhead? That's like old school.
UFC 66. They're both redheads, you know.
Oh, man. Jason McDonald was a tough cat. I'm gonna still say UFC what? What UFC was?
66.
Oh man, you're going way back. UFC 66. I'm gonna say UFC 66. When did Lieben was on a huge roll in the beginning when he first came in, but this had to be after. I'm gonna say McDonald submitted Lieben in the second round.
Oh my God, 3 points again. You're killing me over here, dude. How you
That
getting
was
these
tough.
perfect? You're getting these perfect.
I knew
over.
after he lost to Silva that he was on a skid there. Leaving.
Second round choke.
Man, and I knew McDonald was a tough dude back in
Killing
the
me
day.
over here.
All right. Let's see here. We have UFC 134. Spencer Fisher versus Thiago Tavares.
134.
134.
Thiago Tavares. Decision? No.
It was not a decision, but who got it? Who got the decision?
Thiago Tavares won.
Thiago Tavares won, but it was not a decision. He
Damn it.
actually TKO'd him in the second round.
Damn it. So I got 1
I
point.
had to throw these curveballs at
6
you
to
today.
2. Jesus, I'm losing 6 to 2 over here, you guys.
It's still
with my
over.
1 point only on that question, that's 6 to 2. So you win it, even if
Yeah.
you get any points on the next question. If I get any points, 3's the max,
It's
ladies and
all
gentlemen. It's over. Ryan won.
And it is all over!
He's back. He's back on the scoreboards. But hey, let's give out that DVD, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pick right now. We got all these names, 41 names from the retweet. We're going to throw them in this random generator. Rye, can I get a freaking drum roll here? Let's do this. And the winner is David Klen at D_Klen11. My man.
Hey.
20th generation UFC DVD, still packaged. It's a Blu-ray. It's in the package. I'm looking at it right now. Congratulations, man. We're going to get your address. We're going to follow up with that. Send it to you. Congrats, man.
The big winner. But guys, what we need you to do to win another contest, we really need you to retweet this show and like it.
We got to specify the rules a
Yes.
little more better, but
Yes.
we'll do it, you guys.
It is not about retweeting the DVD. It is actually about retweeting this show, episode 8, to go ahead and enter the contest for next week's DVD.
But we'll let you know exactly what that is coming up this week when we release the show, either today or tomorrow.
It'll be a nice old doozy. I got you guys on a good one.
But that's it. Follow us at MMA Heyday on Twitter, at Brenan Estes at Twitter, at RyJ21 at Twitter, our show at Weigh-Ins at Twitter. You guys, that's it for today. We'll be back next week. Break down UFC Fight Night Vancouver. This is your host, Brenan Estes, with my co-host.
Ryan Johnson.
See you.